All right, in this video, we're going to be talking about the interpretations of the rational numbers. What did one half say to the other half as they were digging? If you want to know the answer to the joke, you're going to have to stick around to the end of the video. If we want to have a good general understanding of rational numbers and fractions, we need to think about all of the different ways they can be interpreted. In this video, we're really going to just focus on one, but there are really five: part-whole relationship, measure, quotient, ratio, and operator. All of these interpretations rely on the concept of unit, which must be made clear in each case. Here, we're going to focus on how rational numbers are interpreted as quotients. Let's look at example 1 for the definition. Quotient is defined as a quantity that is the result of dividing two numbers. Let's consider the fraction 3/4 as a quotient. One way to interpret this is that 3/4 is equal to 3 divided by 4, so that the quotient is seen as the operation of division. But we can also say that 3/4 is equal to 0.75, so that the quotient is seen as the result of performing the division. We can consider an application related to this notion of quotient in terms of a relay race. Suppose that the total length of the race is 3 miles and 4 teammates run an equal distance. The race will be ran on a standard track, which is 1/4 mile in length. The teams can break up the 3 miles in any way they want, as long as everyone runs the same distance. We're going to determine how far each racer runs and compare different possibilities they might choose to break up the race in example 2. All right, for example 2 here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remember that we have 4 runners in this race on the team, and so I'm going to use one color for each of the 4 runners. So because we have 4 colors, the first thing I might do is I want to make that a little bit smaller. I might just put in here, we're going to just take turns. Each runner is going to take a turn running a 1/4 mile. And I'm trying to do that as close as I can to accurately, but it's not perfect, and that's okay. So each one will do a 1/4 mile, and then it restarts, and then I'll do another 1/4 mile. And so here we can see that we started with blue and we went to pink. So that was like each person ran a 1/4 mile, and then each ran another 1/4 mile, and then each ran another 1/4 mile. So we've broken the miles up into 4 pieces to show that there are 4 parts that one racer is going to run each part. So we see that the blue then ran 3 of those 1/4 miles, 3 quarters. And we can also see then that orange ran 3 quarters, green ran 3 quarters, and pink ran 3 quarters. And so what we can see, if we take all those and add them together, is that they will equal, well, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 12/4, which is equal to 3. Oh, that's right, they ran a total of 3 miles. So that's one way that you could break it down. You could also say, all right, well, I know that each runner is going to run 3/4 mile, so they'll just do all of it in one go, like that. So they might run 3/4 mile each. And that really clearly matches up with this situation. We can see it right there. Or for some reason, maybe they wanted to do 2 in the first go. And so they all do 2 1/4 miles. And notice that's a half mile each. And then they each do a 1/4 mile to finish the last mile. Now, in all those cases, every runner runs 3/4 of a mile. So they're all running 3/4 of a mile. Whoops, sorry about that. They're all running 3/4 of a mile. All right, so here's the joke again with the punchline. What did one half say to the other half as they were digging? Let's make a hole. Have a great day, everybody. Be well.